What is it that causes you and I to stand out in the eyes of our Creator? Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 1 of Naso, which we begin in Bamidbar, or Numbers chapter 4, verse 21. Verses 21 and 22 read this way. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Take a census also of the sons of Gershon by their father's house, by their clans. This word Naso we've encountered before. The idea of Naso is to elevate primarily. It also means to distinguish or to set apart momentarily. It means to cause one to stand up and be recognized. And in this instance, it's translated as census, that one is to stand up and be counted. Now we've seen the counting of the other tribes. Now we're looking at the sons of the Levites. Kohath has already been counted, and now it's Gershon's time. However, it seems that there are a few red flags that we might want to look at here, some questions that need to be answered. For example, why were the three families of the Levites broken up in their counting? Why is it necessary that the Kohathites, the Gershonites, and the Merarites all had to be distinguished and separated in their counting? Why is it that even though Gershon is elder to Kohath, that Kohath is counted first, and it would seem that Kohath is given a more preeminent place among the duties of the Levites? Why then were the Kohathites chosen first? And then the third thing that we want to look at is, why is it that it says here the command is to count Gershon also? No word in the Torah is there by accident. So let's look at these things. It would seem then that the Kohathites, even though the family line is younger than the Gershonites, they are chosen to carry the set-apart furnishings. It's their duty to carry the ark, the table of showbread, the altar of incense, etc. They're given a very specific and preeminent role to carry out. But why them? Are they stronger? Are they more capable? Is it something about their psyche that no one else would have known or understood? Is Yah playing favorites? Why is it that Yah chooses those that he does for the purposes that he wills? How is it that someone else gets a job that gains them more notoriety or acknowledgement or a bigger round of applause? Why is it that some of us seem to be relegated to the back row, to the shadows, to the lesser known roles of things? Well, it is Yah's choice. It is Yah's discernment, oftentimes involving things that you and I have no clue of, nor understanding of. We may say that we know someone, that we may even say that we know them very well. I haven't had many conversations with them, spent hours in their company. Maybe we're even related to them. Maybe we're even married to them, and we think that we know them. Yet there are parts of our lives where only Yah really has right knowledge. We put on our best face. We put our best foot forward. We try to do our best presentation of ourselves. Doesn't always reveal genuinely who we are. So Yah has chosen the Kohathites to move these particular items, and they're distinguished by being listed first and separately. Let's consider that Yah chose Avram. Now, Avram, in the modern day sense of things, would have been an Iraqi. If I were to have chosen a race of people in all of the earth to be the father of the covenant, would I have looked in Iraq? Yah did, though not known as such in that day. He was called from Ur of the Chaldees, a man that was not raised to know Yahweh, but found him through his searching. And Yah called him and set him apart and brought him out into the land of Israel to meet him and to guide him and develop from him a nation. Consider that he called Shemuel, a young lad sleeping somewhere within a temple complex, serving a high priest who had lost not only his eyesight, but his ability to hear the voice of Elohim, to the place that Yah no longer spoke to him. He chose a boy instead. He chose David, the youngest of a band of brothers, the least of which was expected of him. It was nothing. He was the keeper of the father's sheep. No one else wanted the job. He took it. And he was called in from the sheepfold to become shepherd of Israel and develop one of the most mighty nations of his day. He called Yirmiyahu, Jeremiah, who says, "Why are you calling me? I'm just a kid." And Yah rebuked him and said, "Do not say that you are but a youth. I knew you from your mother's womb. I have called you and ordained you to be a prophet." Yah chooses the least qualified. He chooses those who have little expectations of themselves and raises them up. And maybe that's why those who already have a silver spoon in the mouth at birth, those who have stars aligned in their path, those who have all of the charisma, the giftings, the abilities, the athletic skills, oftentimes, though, when it comes to the choice that Yah makes for significant strategic individuals, those are bypassed in favor of one least likely, less likely, the last likely, the one that can't do, and Yah elevates them so that the skill and the ability is of Yahweh and not of ourselves. So it may have been that Gershon was the more talented family. It may have been that they were the more skillful individuals. But Yah wanted to elevate the Kohathites to a place that they themselves did not see capability of. Gershon may have thought, we have no ability to carry the tapestries and the curtains and the linens and the cords. That's not within our ability. And Yah was elevating them to a place of service beyond their expectation. So, what is it that you do to gain Yah's attention? You're wanting to be used. You're wanting some significance. You're wanting some specific role that you can play in bringing about the kingdom and seeing Yeshua reign on his throne in the earth. What do? More than anything, what I have seen that works is a prayerful servant heart. One that is willing to serve wherever it is that they're at, behind the scenes, without acclaim, without acknowledgement, not looking for some sort of payment or a slap on the back or a trophy at the end of the week. Yah's not into those who look for participation trophies. He's looking for the silent servant who seeks to honor Yah by putting his hand to that which is in front of him, and then who does that with all of their might. In doing so, Yah's eyes look upon the willingness of the heart. Yeshua taught us, if you want to be the greatest, then you must become the servant of all. Servant-heartedness will cause you to be counted and elevated. And so we find the phrase, Naso et rosh b'nei Gershon gam. Also, he's counted also, as well, indeed, moreover. What has happened to Kohath and being elevated, now it's Gershon's time. It's his season. It's his moment. Yah has that for all of us, but we have to be present, willing to be counted, willing to stand up, willing to serve. If we will do those things, then Yah will see you and select you. We'll talk more about these things tomorrow. And until then, shalom.